Senator Graham.
Well, thank you. It was a heck of a ball game. Caitlin Clark was a phenomenal college athlete. Personally, I'm glad she's going to the pros. She beat us last year, but we came back. So it was a great game. So what are we trying to do here? We're trying to level the playing field. I co-sponsored the bill with Senator Gillibrand about sexual harassment and sexual assault employment contracts. When you go to work for somebody, you sign an employment contract, pretty much take it or leave it, and most of these employment contracts require mandatory arbitration, binding arbitration. It's not really a level playing field. We learned that. In the areas of sexual harassment and sexual assault, I think most Americans believe that you shouldn't sign away your rights to have your day in court. That's just too personally important, and we passed a law to say you cannot require through binding arbitration and employment contract, you cannot deny the employee their day in court. And Ms. Carlson was instrumental in that. So now we have the Protecting Older Americans Act. What's that all about? A lot of people are discriminated in the workplace, in my view, because of their age, because it's just so much cheaper to have a younger employee. We've seen that, there's articles about CVS and other companies that routinely engage in these kind of practices where an older employee is under a lot of scrutiny and a lot of harassment, and the next thing you know, they're terminated. So what I want to do is to make sure that if you feel like you've been discriminated based on your age, that you can have your day in court. It's still the burden's on you to prove you were. The company or the individual involved will have plenty of defenses, but I just think forced arbitration in that situation doesn't serve the public interest. And I hope after this hearing we can have a vote on Protecting Older Americans Act that would do away with binding arbitration and employment contracts. And finally, arbitration is okay. If you're seeking advice, you're in the investment business, trying to, go get some advice for investment. It's a business relationship. Two companies want to agree to arbitration. There's a level playing field. That's not my problem. There is plenty of space in the American economy for arbitration, but what we've seen is these employment contracts pretty much are written to the advantage of the employer, and in areas like sexual harassment, age discrimination, and a few other areas, it's gotten out of hand, and I want to level the playing field. So thank you for having this hearing.
Thanks, Senator Graham. We both agreed on the four witnesses who I'll now introduce: Gretchen Carlson,